right, we are recording. Welcome to our new coach call. And this is for any of our new coaches or those that are either been a coach but want to get kind of back into it and go over the basics and the vitals and really how to just start your business. So Kim and I are going to be leading this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start. Okay. Okay, so a few things to remember as you start, because I know it's the start that can be just a little intimidating, right? I know it was for me. But you're going to hear this a lot that we're going to be sharing just in general with your own PS coach and in our team page. It's always going to come back to working on you. And you cannot help others, you guys, if you can't build this business in a clear conscience with a clear purpose. So this is something that I recently added, which was know your why. And I'm going to read you what mine was when I first started coaching. And I want you to know that your why is really what's going to help you stick it out, because it's not, if this was easy and people were just coming to you and signing up and left and right, then like, I think everyone would do this, right? What we do isn't hard, but it's not, and it's not hard, and it's actually quite simple, but it's just a matter of staying consistent. Okay, so for me, I'm going to read you what my why was, and it was coming home to my kids. I wanted to match my corporate jobs income, which was in pharmaceutical sales, and I wanted to do that in a year. Did it happen in a year? No, but was I able to add a good chunk of money, side income to our family? Absolutely. And then it happened within 3 years of coaching, I was able to match my corporate sales jobs income. And so the reason why I say I will, and that's what I did when I started, was because that makes it sound like it will happen. So I want you guys to think about your why and figure out whether, it doesn't need to be like, oh, I want to come home to my kids. What if you love your job? That's awesome. That's great. We actually have quite a few coaches who are very successful who still work either part-time or full-time. But you have to have a strong why, because that is going to be what keeps you going. It's going to carry you through the days where you're like, I didn't have anyone join me this month. I didn't have anyone, like I had a couple people actually cancel their Shakeology, and oh my God, I signed up a few coaches and then they already quit. Like that's happened to me, and it's going to happen to you. So your why is going to carry you through when those hard days come. So if you can, I want you guys to put in the chat bar kind of why you're coaching. Why did you want to do this? And like I said, it doesn't need to be anything extravagant. It can be simply like, well, I think it's going to help me show up on the hard days. I'm going to be more accountable with my own fitness journey. Maybe that's it. Awesome. But I want you to write in the chat bar kind of just your why and start thinking about it as well. So I wanted to go over the 4 vital behaviors. And what I love about this is because there's going to be a lot of things you cannot control in this business, meaning you're going to get no's. There's going to be people that, end up saying they want info and they go MIA and they don't respond to your email or your message. That's going to happen. That's happened to me. But these are 4 things that you can control in your business that is actually proven that if you do these things, your business will move forward. So the first one is be a product of the product. This is the best part. This is so easy. Just how we said earlier, you need to focus on you. This is what all of us should be doing. So you want to pick a program and you want to do it. So you want to make sure that you're not just dabbling into all these different, workouts from different various programs, because then people are going to be confused. You want to pick a program and you want to print out the calendar, let people know that you're doing it, and stick to it. You either want to be drinking Shakeology, or if not that, maybe Energize and Recover, maybe other products. And you want to talk about it. You want to share in your stories or even post kind of just, you can call it your superfood shake. You kind of want to leave some mystery to it so there's curiosity. And you're not meant to just post Beachbody just because you're a coach now. You haven't changed. And that's the good thing, right? You don't need to change who you are to be this walking billboard Beachbody coach. And then also follow the meal plan, because when you go all in on a meal plan, you will actually see more results, and it'll make you feel more confident, more comfortable with sharing with others. Okay, so the second behavior is inviting, so sharing and follow up. And the way that you can do this, you guys, is simply by printing off a tracker, either that you can find in our team page. This is a newer one that I just shared last week. It's called the Confidence Tracker. And I love it because it gives you ideas of what you could be posting on social media or sharing in your stories. And literally every day you can check the box and be like, okay, have I sent at least 5 invites? Have I connected with at least 3 new people today? Little things like that. So I started off by inviting 15 to 20 people a day. And that might seem scary, but I honestly look at just connecting with people, making connections, commenting on their posts, sending them a quick message, thanks for the follow or thanks for the like. And then you also want to scroll through who's been seeing your stories, who's commenting, who's liking your posts. And then, of course, hop on our Team's Power Hour, which are every Tuesday at noon, because this will help you kind of get in the rhythm of what we do as a coach. The third thing is personal development. All right, so this one is kind of optional, but it should be non-negotiable. And the reason why I say that is because anytime that I'm in a funk or I feel like maybe my business isn't moving forward or I just kind of feel blah, it's because I'm not diving into personal development. And I'm a mom of 4, so I don't have a ton of time on my hands to be like, oh, let me just sit in my back porch and pull out a book. No, that's not how it works for me. But I will make time for a podcast. I will make time for, our team calls, listening to the National Wake Up Call. And if you're wondering, like, hey, I need help with figuring out maybe an Audible book to listen to or read, I would recommend starting with The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge. Those are 2 books that seriously jump-started me to take action when I started as a coach. In fact, I probably should read both of them again or listen to them on Audible because it changed everything for me, not just with coaching, but just in my daily actions, in my fitness journey, etc. And then the next thing is you want to get people results. So you want to get people into your accountability group and you want to serve the people that you have now. And maybe you don't have anyone right now because you're brand new and you're going to be getting people. Just keep that in mind. I know we're always trying to hit Success Club every month, which is helping 3 to 5 people, but you want to make sure that you are serving the people that are, that have already joined you, that are in your groups. And then you want to do recognition. So you want to make sure that you're recognizing your teammates, your challengers, however you want to do that, checking in with them, telling them how great of a job they're doing. And so really quick, think about this for a second. I want you to be committed to these things every single day by these 4 vital behaviors. And one of them you should be able to check off every single day, which is just picking a program, doing it, and being proof that the products work. And then sprinkling that on your social media. And then if not, why would you leave this part of the biz to chance? Because like I said, these are the 4 things that you can control in this business. So when you just focus on these things, you will see growth. You will see that happen. Focus on your own journey. This kind of already is reiterating, but this is so big. Don't get caught up in the team page at first. Yes, it will feel a little overwhelming. You're going to get different notifications, maybe more than you're used to, but just focus on the direction that your coach is giving you, and let your coach know too, though, like, hey, I want to hit Emerald. Tell me how I can do that. I want to sign up my husband. And then I think I'm going to sign up a friend as a discount coach or as a coach. How can you help me figure that out? Your coach is there to help you with that. And then we also have our Emerald call later this month too, which I'll have to look and see exactly when it is. But everything, like our calendar for the whole month, is on our team page on the cover photo. And it looks like our Emerald call is going to be on the 20th. Okay, so you can put that down so you can get on that. And then, of course, just know that you are a beginner. You cannot compare your journey or where you are when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like you suck at social media, when you feel like you can't do quite as well as Kim or myself or Tammy, because trust me, it's going to happen. You're going to compare yourself, but don't, because we've all been where you were. And I can tell you how we've gotten over that hump of not quitting and like seeing results and made this a full-time income is because we have stayed consistent and we just blinders on. Do you, okay? All right, not caring what people think. This one's so hard, right? How many of you guys, every time you are about to post, you think of that one friend or family member or your husband, friend, whatever it might be, that might be judging you? Because it's going to happen, or maybe it already has happened, and you can't get over that hurdle. Well, I can tell you right now that it's just common. It's going to be common to feel that fear, but you cannot care and you cannot let that hold you back from what other people are going to think of you, because they're judging you no matter what. So when I decided to coach, I was like, well, I'm putting myself out there. And once I do, I'm going to go all in, because I want to be like, listen, you thought this was going to be trendy and I was just going to do this for like maybe a couple months and then I'd fade. Because guess what, you guys, people do that. They say, I'm a coach, I'm so excited what I'm doing, and will you join me? They send private messages and then they don't stay consistent. And then who knows what happened to them. I have so many friends that got into Beauty Counter or Rodan and Fields, and I want to give them my tips and be like, but keep showing up. Don't just splatter on your social media because you're excited and it's new. And so you do it for a little bit and then it fizzles. No, make sure that you're staying consistent. Make sure that you commit and say, you know what? I'm going to prove to all my friends or the people who you're worried about that are judging you that you're going to make something of this, right? So commit to that. And then you guys looked at it like, I'm going to invite every single person who watches my story and who likes my posts. Get out of your head that people think you're weird, that people think about you less than people think about you less than you think they do. I remember I used to always feel like in front of my closest friends, like I couldn't really share what I was doing. I just felt uncomfortable with it. And then I realized, wait, those are my people who will probably join me if I just ask them. They're watching me on social media anyway. So why not say, you know, why don't you join me? Why don't you try these fitness programs? I know you're a busy mom. I know that you would benefit from this, and I would love to have you in my group. It's so fun. It helps me stay accountable. It's positive. It's uplifting. A lot of us are moms or busy women who are in similar stages of life. The answer will always be no, unless you start asking, you guys. Okay, so this is a question that I had to say, because will you look back on the people you invited who said no? Or will you be looking at your top coaches and be so grateful you invited them? The reason why I have successful coaches on my team, and you're looking at some of them right now, Kim and Tammy, is because I did not let the few no's or the few people that I thought wouldn't join me stop me. I was like, what if I didn't invite Kim to join me? What if I didn't say something to Tammy's coach originally to join me? They wouldn't be here, right? So now they are two successful coaches on my team because I just poured belief into them and I invited them. So your first goal is to help one in your week one. And maybe you're not on week one anymore. Maybe you're on month 2, month 3, whatever it might be. Either way, just know that you just want to look at it and take it one step at a time. And your first goal is simply to help one person get started on their fitness journey. So when you sell your first challenge pack, we recommend the Beachbody On Demand All Access and Shakeology challenge pack. Oh, well, this is when we did 10 rounds, or Bar Blend was kind of the special. So right now, what's on promo is 30-day breakaway and MBF. So they're going to, for the same exact cost for the new program, they're going to get a new program and accessories for the same cost, $160. And if you just did the all annual and Shakeology challenge pack. So, and then of course, let your coach know, like, hey, I signed someone up. I'm so excited. Or maybe you're like, oh, I don't know what to say. This person doesn't want a challenge pack. How would you help me with my wording? Because I don't know how to overcome this objection. Okay. We are here to help you, especially in the beginning as you get going. And then instructions for setting your first customer up are in the welcome email that your coach sent. And then obviously the bonus in your first month is to help 3 new people get started, which you guys, is actually quite simple, because that will actually help you cover your own challenge pack or your own cost of your monthly Shakeology right now. I think I have one more slide and then it's Kim. Okay, so challenge groups. This is another part that we don't want you to worry about unless you're like, I want to do my own. But majority of my new coaches stay with me for up to 6 months, because I know that is kind of intimidating in the beginning. So don't worry about running your own groups or hosting them until you're fully ready. And then we have challenge group guides. If you go to our team Google Drive, and if you're wondering where that team Google Drive is, when you go to our team page underneath the announcements, that's where the bulk of the most important things for you to know are. And there's going to be a section there where we shared, here's the link to our Google Drive. And you're going to want to make a copy of our team Google Drive whenever you are ready. If you don't want to make a copy of it, that's fine. But we have so many resources there for you and our challenge group guides, etc. And you guys, you can pre-schedule your posts. That's what I do every week. I pre-schedule what I'm going to do every single day for my morning posts. And then, of course, if you are joining your coach and you're a coach and a challenger, you want to make sure that you are the best challenger in your group, and make sure that you find your challengers that are posting and you're commenting on their photo. Because listen, I might be leading the group or your coach might be leading the group, but you want to make sure that you're showing up too if you've added people to the group, because they'll feel more inclined to share their journey too. If they're like, oh, there she is, there's my coach, okay, now I'm going to share my post selfie workout, right? Our business solution is found in your own personal journey. And I love that. This is by a top 10 coach, Moira Kusaba, and she's the one who also has created the Rise Up Planner, which is something that I use to help me stay on track each month. But it's so true, you guys, that if you are not having success or you feel like you're in a rut, it's probably because you're not really all in on your own journey. So just keep that in mind. Like if you feel like, oh, I don't know, my head's not in it, dig into some PD, personal development, but also make sure that you are committing and you're showing up every day on your own self, on your own journey. And I'm going to pass it on to Kim.
Okay, let's see here. Can you guys hear me and see me? Yes?
Yeah.
Kel? Okay, perfect. Okay, so here's the part I am having so much fun with right now with my new coaches, is taking the next step of announcing or inviting to have people join you. So I don't want you guys to panic about this. And I think that there's something really special about a new coach where you have the advantage of being somebody who just gets to show up online and say, hi, I'm here and I've decided to go all in on my own journey. And if you've been doing it for a while and you have something to show, that's when you can show maybe a before and a now photo. Or if you don't, but you're eager to just kind of commit and make it known that you are doing something for your health, you get to do that. So you want to do your announcement first, and you can do it on Facebook or Instagram. You can do it on both if you're active on both platforms, but don't feel overwhelmed. So, oh my God, my son is yelling. I don't know if you guys can hear it. One moment, guys.
Don't worry about it. So this just shows to you guys, like, this is real life. Like there's so many times when I have Vivian on me and I'm doing my team call or I'm chatting with one of you, real life. And that's why I love our team.
Like literally, I mean, it's just real life. Yes. So you want to decide, what is your message going to be? You do not need to shout out, I'm a Beachbody coach. In fact, we kind of say don't, because you're just a person doing something related to feeling better and taking control of your health and fitness. So work with your coach, but start to get thinking about what is within you. What are you feeling excited about? Because that's going to be what your first post should really be focused on. And then you're also going to want to make a list of people to invite. So we recommend at least 20 people. That may or may not seem hard to you, depending on, you know, if you're super social, if you're already online. If you're not, don't panic. Friends, family, neighbors, just people you come into contact with. It can be a direct message, it could be a text, it could be an in-person conversation, but that's going to be your first 2 steps. And then Cal, if you can swipe, because I don't think I can on my, sorry, that's okay. Okay, so this is also really important. You don't have to be a guru of social media to make a good post, but just simple things. Have a photo that is eye-catchy. It doesn't have to be the most exciting photo in the world. It just needs to be a clear photo. So make sure like your background's not super messy. Make sure that it's bright and it's clear. One of the best, most simple tips I ever learned from one of the top coaches was simply go to a window. Like right now, I'm sitting by a window, so it's brighter when I'm on screen, and I open the blinds. That's so easy. And you just need to have a bright space. So you want to do something that's a clear photo, and obviously be aware, like take some effort into this picture. And also, just if you do a before and after, I know I used to make this mistake. You want to always have your first photo, like the before, on the left side, and then you want to have your new photo on the right side. So sometimes we kind of mix that up and it can be confusing. So just double check with your coach before you post it to make sure that's done right. And you want to also have just a very catchy opening sentence. And what I like to tell my coaches to do is simply write it out, don't overthink it, and then send it to your coach and say, hey, what do you think about this? And it could take us just a couple minutes to maybe move some sentences around, tweak it, but we just want to make it clear. Having it be super, super long can be a little much. People don't read that much these days, but obviously if you've got heart and intention, it's going to capture people and they will read it. So just make sure, put some effort into the photo, and please send your wording, especially for your first post, over to your personally sponsored coach. Okay, then another thing that's really important. I think sometimes we think if we're sharing in stories or we are starting to kind of post that people know they can join us. The funny thing is people have no idea they can join you. They are not listening, they're not reading, they're not paying attention. So it is important to make it very clear with a call to action, that's what we call it, where you're telling people, I am looking for people to do this with me. You can put a specific number. And I like to say, make it reasonable. So obviously if you're new, a number of 5 people is fantastic. If you've been doing this a while, it's not crazy to say I'm looking for 20 people, right? But you want to put a call to action. You want to give it specifics. How many women do you want to work with? Give a date. When's your group starting? And don't worry if the date comes and goes and people didn't commit yet. Of course, we're flexible and they can join in. But it does help to give people a timeline so that they feel this is exclusive. I need to jump in. And it's important for them to know that we're all doing this together. So that's just an example of how you can make it a clear call to action. We have so many examples in our Google Drive. And it's just a matter of taking the time to look at it. And of course, you can simply go into any of our Instagram accounts and kind of browse through. You should be seeing a call to action on any of our accounts every, probably, my guess is like 4 to 6 or 7 squares. So that just means not daily, but we're getting it in there, especially as we're gearing up to hit Success Club, making it very clear. And not just thinking that a post is going to get you people. You got to do a post. You have to put in your stories as well. It's really good to use polls and questions in your stories because that's where a lot of people are looking more than the feed. A lot of people just aren't seeing your feed. It's not you, it's the algorithm. So put it in a few places and do not be discouraged. People are often watching and not hitting the like button. So they have to know continuously you have something to offer them, not just one time. Okay, we talked about this already, but please always send your posts. And then we want to really dive into having that list of people. And you guys have been doing this for 4 years, and look at this. I have lists every day of my life, like lists upon lists, and it's just a notebook. It's nothing fancy. And I do have the Beachbody tracker where I have more lists, but I am a simple girl, and you don't need crazy systems, but you've got to write down the names, and then you have to know that some people are going to say no, some people are going to ignore you, and some people will say, tell me more. And then when they say, tell me more, some will say, I'm all in. Yes, sign me up, and they'll do it. And others will still take a pause, even when you send them the link. It's not about you. It's simply about them being on the right time for them and you continuously being proof of the product and sharing and showing what you have as a solution, because that's what this is. It's not convincing them. It's being proof of it and saying, I'm still here. I'm still doing it. I'm happy. And I love this quote so much. It's really something I really believe from Trent, who I listen to his podcast, and he is magic. You'll never hear yes if you're too afraid to hear no. And that goes for inviting people to coach, inviting people to get the discount, inviting people to try something new. I promise you that it's worth the invite because you just never know who says yes. So, here comes the question of, well, who do I invite? How do I do it? And I love that our team is really focused on being genuine. We are not spammy. I think there's nothing worse than a total stranger coming into your DM and being like, hey girl, you look so amazing. I wish you would come and sell my leggings. Like, who are you? You don't know me, right? If one more person asked me to, sell something else, I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I want to invite people into my community. And I think you guys do too. So, that list is super important. And don't be let down if the people closest to you don't join you. We've all been through it where certain family members or even best friends have not been the first to join. But in time, most come around, or at least you get to prove them wrong. So that's always been fuel to my fire is, okay, you're not going to join me, but watch me, I'm still doing this because other people are. So that's a great example right there of just keeping it simple, but sending a message, because like I said in the beginning, people don't know you have something to offer. A lot of times they'll just see you posting and think, well, good for her. She's obviously, looking good and doing a workout program. Good for her. they don't realize they can join you. So that's what's so key about the direct message and the follow-up. And I always put someone's name in, take a pause and think, if this person is so important to me to invite them to join me, they're important enough to like put their name in the message. And we'll say something like, the example that's here, you know, hey Sally, thanks for supporting my journey. I'm so excited about being a coach. These programs really changed my life. I'm such a busy mom like you, and it's been so great to have this outlet. Would you ever want to do it with me? Just short, not paragraphs long. And I think when you come off with the energy and the excitement, people often are willing to say, okay, tell me more. Okay, Cal, next one. Thank you. Okay, so this is the fun part. I mean, you guys took the time to listen to the call. You have been watching, you've been doing as a challenger. And so it's all about just putting in that continuous work, and not just one time and then nothing for a month, or one time, nothing for 2 weeks, but really to start to capture people's interest, gain momentum, and really build the trust. That's a huge deal, is building trust. It takes time. But if you start to lay down the foundation now, October, November, December, I promise you, it has been proven year after year that these people who are watching and unsure now will come to you in January when the new year rolls in and they have resolutions. So please know this is a very crucial time as a new coach to lean in, to learn, to be your best challenger, to get your results, and to keep doing it, because you are laying the foundation for a really awesome months ahead. So you want to do that coming out post. You want to talk to your coach about it. Say, you know, is this photo good? What about this? What about this wording? Start with that. Then make your list of people. 20 people is a great amount of people, but if you can do more, do more. You know, there's no harm. Just go through your list and go through your phone and see who you can reach out to. Once you've completed those steps, please contact your coach, because when you guys take action, we're so excited and we want to support you. So it's not hard, like Kelly said, but it is about actually just getting over your fears, getting past your self-limiting beliefs, and just going for it. Sometimes just that 5-second rule of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do it, is better than thinking and wondering and what time should I post and what time of day and what, you know, it doesn't matter. Just do it. You know, sometimes you got to fail forward. I think that could be like a t-shirt I wear. It's just fail forward. Doesn't matter what you do know, you don't know. Kelly will tell you that. But I'm still here and you can learn and grow. So you're not meant to know all the things. But this, I hope, has given you guys direction, clear activities that you can put into practice. And honestly, those 2 steps are just 2 steps that you will keep multiplying and repeating. You know, your list of 20 will become a list of 40 and so on. Your post one time will become a post you do every 3 to 4 days. So just know that these are really the crucial meat and potatoes of what you have to do on a regular basis. I think, Kel, was there another slide? Yes. Okay. So this is like the best tip you're ever going to hear, and you're going to hear it over and over, no matter if it's from us or you come to Summit or you go to trainings. The truth is, this business is what you want to make of it. You'll see success around you from the people doing it, and you might wonder how come they're having it and you're not. And the only difference is they're treating it like a business, putting in the hours and the work because they want to be a CEO of their own team and their own company. So you have equal playing field. You just have to be willing to dive in and do the work yourself sometimes. We have set up so many trainings, so many tools. And really, if you have a question or you're not sure about something, if you simply look in our team page or the coach office or even Google it or go on YouTube, you're going to find the answers quicker than you can imagine. And, you know, by doing that stuff when you can, you're going to grow faster also. You want to constantly be in touch, you know, with your team, with your personally sponsored coach. We have a wonderful, big, supportive team, but it doesn't hurt to reach out, even if it's not like me, but it's someone on our team that you relate to. That's great. Reach out to them too. It's great to have success partners as well, people you connect with who are at the same level as you, a new coach, and you kind of vibe with them. Go and ask for each other's input. We have a new coach workshop, which, you know, includes all the things we do on a website. So the exciting part is that you can go through self-paced training for 5 days. The fitandbalancetribe.com is the website. It is so fantastic. I love that we have it there. Anytime you get a new coach, it should be a no-brainer. Listen to our new coach call, dive into this training, talk to me. We have it set up so you guys can excel and that you could have a couple people come on your team and have success quickly because the tools are right there for them. So don't get overwhelmed. We've warned you. There's a lot of stuff, but it's just there for when you're ready for it. And there's a lot in all the resources, but you'll kind of hit those different needs at different times. So just know that that 5-day training is so important. If you haven't done it yet, please try. Just get through it maybe in like 5 to 6 days. It's not super long. And then be sure you check the team page. Don't get overwhelmed, as we mentioned. You can turn off notifications if that helps you. I kind of encourage you to do that. But make sure you do think every couple days, let me just go check out the team page. Maybe there's something we've dropped in there that's super helpful for you and will help you, do a post or add to stories. So use the resources, but it's okay to need to protect your peace and to not get overwhelmed, because that sometimes is maybe the biggest barrier for people. They get so overwhelmed that then they get paralyzed. And we don't want you to feel that way. Just rather look at the resources as an opportunity for when you need them. But those 2 key action steps are what you have to focus on and what you kind of do repeatedly. And you'll start to see momentum happen for you guys. So that's all I got. Kel, did you want to open questions?
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to add, feel free. This is the time to do it because you have us here. And I just want to reiterate, you guys, that you're going to be overwhelmed. In fact, you probably are right now. And that is so normal to feel, especially the first 6 months of coaching. But as long as you just decide, you know what, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun sharing my journey. I'm going to invite people and I'm going to connect with other amazing women that are like me on this platform. That will take the fear out of it, because that's how I was. Trust me, I was a people pleaser. I didn't want to be feeling like I was judged by others, but at the same time, I wanted to help other women like myself, because these fitness programs had helped me so much. So that's kind of how I got out of my oh, what are people going to think of me? I just decided I'm going to have fun. And you know what? People are going to judge me, whether they're my good friends or family, whoever, then that's on them, because I know what we have to offer is not a scam, right? Like, you're doing the programs. And that's what I love about what we do, is that you can actually be like, this has changed me and it's making me a happier mom, happier wife, more energy. I'm healthier. How can someone not support you or think what you're doing is like some pyramid scheme or scam if you truthfully have benefited from the inside out? So, and go ahead if you guys have any questions too.
I know, Kelly, I'll say for my own, I can't believe it's been 4 years, but I always say, like, I had so much doubt that I could do it, but I had Kelly kind of seeing maybe more potential than I knew was there. And she would kind of just nudge me and be like, well, do this, or why don't you just like get on the call, or why don't you help make a guide? And I would get so stressed out about those things. But I just took on that idea once I started doing personal development, which I know is so critical to your mindset. And I think I'm just going to say yes to everything that is given to me, because I just don't know where it's going to take me. And just that idea of saying yes to more, within the coaching realm, really pushed me to do more than I ever imagined. And, I always say I'm so lucky that I joined a person like Kelly who had this vision and had that goal that she shared with you, because when we started, our team was so much smaller, but she had the vision and she kept going forward, no matter if we weren't, an elite team or we weren't all these diamond stars, whatever. We just did it and we kept doing it with the right intention. And now look at all of you who are here. And that's the power of mindset, and I'm also listening to Book on Tape. So I've been meaning to tell our team about this one. It's Grant Cardone who did the 10X rule, but his newest book, I'm going to just pull it up real quick, because it's like nuts and it's awesome at the same time, because he's a super intense guy. Like, the first couple chapters, just give it a moment. It's called Be Obsessed or Be Average. And I'm telling you guys, whoa, it's on fire. Like, it's magic, and it's the kind of stuff you have to hear. Because I know that a lot of you who are here, and I've seen your names and your faces for a while, you obviously have something inside of you, like I did, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. I don't see it as work. And I don't even count the time I'm working. People are like, oh, you work so hard, you work so much. I'm like, but do I? This is so fun. I mean, talking to people online, helping women get started, sharing a post, sharing my life is so fun. It doesn't feel like work. And so a lot of what he talks about is about the people who have this like absolute love and passion for what they want to do. But you have to know your why. And that's like what Kelly said in the beginning. You have to know what you're doing it for without the reward, because down the road, you'll get there. And then your why and your reward will change again. And that's what's so cool about this business. There's no limit, to what you want to have from it.
And Phil, you guys might be muted. So if you do want to ask us anything, you can unmute yourself.
I'm going to check the chat because I haven't looked at it yet. I'm so happy, by the way, Grish, that you made it on. She's a mom of 3.
Sorry, guys. I just finished my run. I'm like sweating. I'm like drenched, running in this heat outside, but it's the only free time I had. And I'm like, shoot, let me try to catch what I can. So
I know, I'm so glad. I was gonna say, I know her life is so insane right now, and I'm so impressed she's on. And like, that's the way it is with our team. We all have seasons, and so I just think, my gosh, to make this time and have the outlet is it's a big deal. It fills us, and I think we all need that so much right now because life is so stressful for majority of us. I don't think anyone doesn't have a lot happening. But yeah, if you guys do have questions, I know that there is a lot we covered. But just the action steps. I know, Grish, I'm going to text you. We're going to get yours together. And Courtney did one I saw today. That was awesome. And she also shared her mom is doing the program, like, who's incredible. So like we said, this is not a scam. People are given the tools to do what they need to do to change their lives. And when they do it and they come to you and they say, thank you, it validates that it is worth yourself putting it out there. You just never know who's going to be the next person. That's what's the fun part every month.
Hey,
Rebecca, there you go.
Yes, I did. Thank you. Where do you get those, the trackers that you showed? The piece of paper with like the...
Yeah. It's on our team page. So you can go to files, and I just uploaded it. And here's a tip too that I recommend doing. So if you go to our team page, you go to files, you'll see kind of a lot, but it should be the first one that pops up. It's called the confidence tracker. That's just one of them. And then we also have a couple ones that are below there called the goal getter and big dreamer. And you can just, honestly, I switch it up a lot because I just get bored with doing the same ones. So I love finding different trackers out there. You can even Pinterest and find different ones on there too. Beachbody has one that's specific. It's called Beachbody Activity Tracker. And if you Google that, it'll usually take you to the FAQ where you can download that, that PDF. But I would recommend starting with the confidence tracker, or either the big dreamer or the goal getter, which is in the file section of our team page.
What do you use them for?
What do you use it for?
Yeah, what is it exactly?
To help you know, like, that you're not just winging your business. So the tracker will have something on here, which we just kind of covered. Like, this is called taking care of you. So it has like every day of the week, you could check off, like, did you do your workout? Did you do Shakeology? Did you do personal development? Gratitude, that's just something that I like to have on there. And then reaching out to others. I love it that every day it tells you, like, you can put on here how many you have sent, like how many invites have you sent to people? How many new coach invites have you done? And then it says to aim for a specific amount, but to have a tracker really is, so let's say in a month, you're like, hey, Kelly, I don't know, I'm just having a hard time with getting people to join me. And I would say, okay, well, let's figure out what maybe is missing. Have you filled out the tracker? Can you at least send me your tracker so I can see what you're doing? And so that way, for your own personal business to see it grow, it's nice as you start as a new coach, because then you could actually check off the things that you should be doing. So social media, yes, it's just a part of what we do. And I just look at it like it's just a way for me to build trust with people by sharing my journey and sharing a little bit of who I am, not just Beachbody, not just fitness, but mom life, things that I enjoy, things that I love. And so it just gives you an idea of things that you should be doing when you guys follow a tracker. So that's, a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, I want to grow this business and I want to help people, but then if you don't know what you should be doing every day and you're not doing those activities like the vital behaviors, then you're not going to see your business grow. You're not going to be, you know, helping or hitting Success Club, or adding people to your network or building a team. So that's why, you know, it's important to do the tracker.
Got it.
Yeah, I'll say for real, Rebecca, I did it. It's about 2 years now. I never wrote things down. I was just like winging it. And I started in like January, and it was unreal how I was able to hit Success Club 10 religiously and more because I wrote down the names. And I was like, wow, I realized without writing down those names, you're also busy. You forget who you talk to. You're like, oh, I'll get back to them. You forget the conversation. It's like taking a feather pillow, breaking it open, the feathers fly everywhere, and you never can stuff them all back, right? That's like the best analogy I can give you of not writing things down, because it's like, how would you ever keep track of it? And then when I have a slow month, or I'm like, oh, I just, you know, I feel like I'm not having the conversations, it's so simple. I just go back to my list. Well, who did I talk to last month or 3 months ago? And I just go back and start over with those people. Like, how's it going? Remember 3 months ago, you told me like you know, were struggling with this or that. And then we have another conversation, and it's just that simple. Just writing it down. That's the cool part.
And it really depends. Like some people are pen to paper. Some like to keep track in Excel, or on their notes on their phone. Like if you're like, how do I keep track of people that I'm talking to? And I'll be honest, like I'm just going back to a couple years ago. Like this is honestly how I would do it. This was called Summer Sanity. That's what my Summertime Sanity, that was the name of my group. And I would write down the people that I'm talking to, I would highlight the people who, you know, committed, and I would do coaching poll, like, okay, who took my coaching poll, my challenge group poll. And that's just how I've always operated. I like doing pen to paper. So I would recommend getting a notepad where you can take notes on team calls, and also just however you know, want to keep track of your business. Because if you don't do that, you guys, you're not going to know, you're just going to be winging it every day. And the thing too with posting is I like the app called Plann, Plann, and that helps me plan out sometimes my posts. If you're like, I can't, and I don't know about you guys, but this is just me, and I'm going to give you my personal opinion. I need to see the photo before I can write a post. And sometimes I'm like, you know, I'll even text Kim. We still do this all the time because we used to do it when we were starting together.
Yeah.
I will send her a couple of photos of myself still and be like, which one goes better with this message? So if you are always like contemplating and you needed fresh eye, ask your husband, ask your coach, ask, you know, if you want a success partner that's maybe in the same boat as you, but plan, and I'll just kind of show you what it looks like. So this is my social media right here. This is my last post was right here with my boys. So it shows like what your feed looks like. So that way I can kind of get a feel for, okay, what do I want to be next? Have I done like, oh my gosh, have I done like too many pictures with my kids and not enough fitness? Have I done too many of me posting the same way and smiling at the camera? You know, I want to make sure that I'm always mixing it up just to create variety, can't say that word right now, but yeah. And so I can also upload other photos. So this is my last post right here. And then I've uploaded a few other photos that I'm like, oh, I might use throughout the week. And then that way I can click on it and be like, okay, you know what? This is what I want to say with this post. And I do a lot of it in my notes section in my phone, but I sometimes like it that you can write it as you're looking at that specific photo, because hopefully that caption will kind of go back and tell a story with that picture. So that's called Plann, Plann, and it's completely free. So I always say try to shoot for 3 posts a week, especially as you start out. You just want to stay consistent, do 7 to 10 stories. And I think this is the part where I see a lot of inconsistency is if you do your workout, but you're like, but I'm in a hurry. I got to get the kids to school. Cause that's me every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get 3 kids off to school. I don't upload my videos right then and there. I just save after I've done a few clips, I save them to my phone. And then when I have the time, when I'm settled back at home and I can think, I'll just upload a few of the videos. And if that means that you can't get to it until like 4 or 5 p.m., that's fine. But just have a few things that you can upload into your stories, and just don't make it so like, oh, is this okay? Is this perfect? Because stories is like kind of the behind the scenes, messy, just winging it, you know. They get to know your personality, they get to know your family, your life, because that is why people, and that's maybe why who, like, I know Lindsay and Rebecca here are my coaches and newer, like, you probably got to know me by seeing my social media feed, and you felt like you could trust me, and you one day said, hey, I'm ready to do this. And the same with I don't know how you pronounce her name, Grishma. Is that right? Okay. And Courtney, yeah. Like, and I don't know who Maddie's with, but either way, I just think you guys, it's, if you think about why you join the person that you're with, is it because you're like, well, she was a fellow athlete, she's a busy mom, she's getting it done, I don't know, I just felt this connection with her. Okay, well then you got to figure out, are you making sure that you're sharing those traits about yourself so people find that you're relatable and that they trust you, and have fun with it. Bottom line is, just don't, like, I think that's where we overcomplicate it. It's like we are overthinking it. So just have fun, especially in the beginning. Enjoy sharing your journey. Enjoy just, you know, and ask your coach, like, hey, I want to grow. Can you give me some feedback? Like once a week, can you just evaluate my newsfeed and just gonna, you know, whatever it is, wherever you want to take this, whether it's for accountability and for fun or community, or maybe you want to get your shakes paid for, or maybe you want to earn an extra $1,000 a month, whatever it might be, just know that you can do that. It's just a matter of setting small little goals and doing those small things every day to get you to that bigger goal. The compound effect. That's why I love that book.
It's true. And yeah, Audible all the way. I don't know if anyone has time to read it anymore, but getting these I actually earned from Beachbody for Team Cup, which is like the best gift I needed right now. It's really cool. They send it to our team. So having these I don't have to plug in makes all the difference, because I'm like, you know, everywhere. Unloading the dishwasher, folding laundry, driving the car. I drove a lot this weekend to and from places, and that's where I got to listen a lot more to the book, and it was the best. And you can drown out your kids. So that's how you're going to get those little podcasts in. Like, we're not total maniacs.